If you've ever tried growing blueberries in containers before and ended up with nothing but disappointment, well, you're definitely not alone. Trust me, I've been there too. It's so frustrating to see those little plants struggle, especially when you've put in so much effort. But here's the good news. Today, we're going to change that. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to grow blueberries in containers the right way and avoid all the common mistakes that can ruin your harvest. We'll tackle everything from choosing the right container to the best soil and watering practices. So, grab your gardening gloves, pour yourself a nice cup of tea, and let's dig in. I get it. Growing blueberries can feel like a major challenge, especially if you've tried before and ended up with disappointing results. If you've ever looked at your wilting blueberry bush and thought, "What in the world did I do wrong?" You're in good company. We've all been there. Whether your plants are too dry, too wet, or just downright unhappy, I've experienced those struggles myself. And let me tell you, I've learned a lot from those failed attempts. So today, we're not just focusing on what went wrong, but on how to troubleshoot those common issues and turn your blueberry plants into thriving beauties. If you're tired of staring at sad, fruitless plants and you're ready to grow the plump, juicy blueberries you've always dreamed of, this is the video for you. Trust me, with the right steps, you can have a blueberry bush that's healthy, productive, and totally happy in its container home. And hey, if you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss out on more gardening tips and tricks. Let's make sure your next harvest is your best one yet. All right, now let's jump into the first step of growing perfect blueberries in containers. Now let's talk about why blueberries in containers are such a game changer. Imagine for a second a blueberry bush that's thriving, lush, healthy leaves, vibrant fruit, and absolutely no pests to worry about. No constant fretting over soil quality or struggling with water drainage. Just pure, uninterrupted growth. Sounds like a dream, right? Well, that's the beauty of growing blueberries in containers. They offer you full control over the soil pH, water levels, and even root growth. You become the master of your little blueberry universe. Picture this. Your blueberries sitting in a beautiful, spacious container surrounded by the perfect mix of soil and nutrients, receiving just the right amount of sunlight. The best part? You can move them around to meet the changing seasons. No more fighting with the ground, no more worrying about what's happening in your garden beds. Containers give you that flexibility to adjust as needed, whether it's to catch more sun in the summer or protect them from the harsh winter winds. It's like giving your blueberries a cozy, personalized home where they can grow at their own pace. Plus, containers let you bypass so many common garden struggles. You don't have to worry about digging into hard, compacted soil or battling poor drainage. Your blueberries get a premium environment that's custom built just for them. And let's be real, who wouldn't want that?
So now that we know why containers are so great, let's dive into how to choose the right ones for your blueberries and avoid some of the classic mistakes that can lead to frustration. Trust me, choosing the right container will make all the difference. Let's get into it. Okay, let's talk about containers, the real MVP of growing blueberries in containers. So what kind of container should you use? If you've been using those small pots or maybe those cute terracotta ones you found at the garden store, hold up, let me stop you right there. Those aren't going to cut it. Blueberries are rooted in their need for space, and trust me, they need more room than those little pots can provide. Your blueberries need space to breathe, to stretch, and to thrive. You need containers that give them plenty of room to spread their roots. I'm talking about pots that are at least 20 gallons in size. Anything smaller, and you're just setting them up for a struggle. The larger the pot, the better. It's like giving your blueberry plant a luxurious penthouse suite instead of a cramped little apartment. More space means healthier roots, and healthier roots mean happier, more productive plants. Now, let me share a little pro tip with you. I swear by using grow bags. They're not just for your other plants. They're a total game changer for blueberries. Why, you ask? Well, grow bags are breathable, which is huge, because they allow the roots to get the oxygen they need to stay strong and healthy. Traditional pots can trap moisture and make your plants suffocate, but grow bags, they prevent your roots from becoming root-bound, which is key. Root-bound roots just keep circling and get all tangled up, making it harder for the plant to take up water and nutrients. And here's the real kicker with grow bags. They help keep the soil moist without making it soggy. You know how blueberries can be a little finicky about their moisture levels? Too much and they drown, too little and they dry out. Grow bags give you that perfect balance. Plus, they're so much easier to handle than traditional pots. No more worrying about whether or not your pot has proper drainage, or stressing over how to move those heavy ceramic pots around. Grow bags are lightweight, flexible, and portable. It's gardening made easy. So, when you're choosing your container, think big, think breathable, and think grow bags. They're a small investment for big rewards in the long run. And if you're thinking, well, I don't have 20 gallons of space, no worries. There are smaller containers too, but just be mindful not to crowd your plants. Let them grow into their space. Trust me, you won't regret it. All right, now let's talk about soil, arguably one of the most important factors when it comes to growing blueberries. You see, blueberries are picky little plants. They love acidic soil, and I mean really acidic. We're talking a pH between 4.5 and 5.5. If your soil isn't in that range, your blueberries are going to struggle. They won't absorb nutrients properly, and let's face it, your harvest is going to be pretty lackluster. But here's the good news. Fixing your soil's pH is easier than you think it might be. All you need is a soil acidifier. It's a super simple solution to adjust the pH and make sure your blueberries are living their best lives. You can find soil acidifiers at most garden stores, and it's worth the small investment because it makes such a big difference. I made this mistake myself when I first started out. I didn't realize just how important pH levels were, so I planted my blueberries in regular soil. And, well, let's just say they didn't get along. The plants looked sad, didn't grow well, and I was so confused. Why weren't they thriving like the ones I saw online? That's when I learned that blueberries need that acidic environment to really flourish. After some research and a bit of trial and error, I switched to organic potting soil mixed with a bit of compost. This combo is perfect because the compost gives the soil extra nutrients, and the potting soil has that light, airy texture that blueberries love. And of course, I added in the soil acidifier to bring down the pH and create the perfect environment for my plants. So don't stress if you're just starting out and you're not sure about your soil's pH. It's super easy to check with an at-home soil test kit. Once you know where you're at, you can make the adjustments and watch your blueberries thrive. Trust me, they'll thank you for it with bigger, better berries. By getting the soil right, you're laying the foundation for healthy, happy plants that will reward you with bountiful harvests. So make sure you're keeping that pH in check, and your blueberries will be the stars of your garden. All right, let's get into watering. And trust me, this is a big one. Blueberries are thirsty, but they don't want to drown. They like their soil nice and moist, but not soaking wet. The trick to watering blueberries is all about consistency. Think of it like keeping your plants hydrated but not overwhelmed. In general, blueberries need about an inch of water per week. That's the sweet spot. Whether you're hand watering or using a system, just make sure the soil is consistently moist, not soggy. Overwatering can be as harmful as underwatering, so find that balance. For me, I prefer using a drip irrigation system. It's honestly a game changer. It keeps things easy, steady, and hands-off. No more worrying about if you've watered enough or too much. Just set it up and you're good to go. The slow, consistent drip ensures that your blueberries get just the right amount of water without the risk of runoff or pooling. It's especially handy during the hotter months when your plants can dry out quickly. But if drip irrigation isn't an option for you, a good old-fashioned watering can or hose will work too. Just be sure to water slowly to avoid disturbing the roots. Now, let's talk sunlight. Blueberries are sun lovers. They thrive in full sun, and honestly, the more light you can give them, the better. If you can give them 6 to 8 hours of sunlight each day, they'll reward you with those sweet, plump berries you've been dreaming of. The sun helps them produce energy and develop that deep flavor we all love. But just a quick heads up, during the scorching summer months, be mindful. While blueberries love the sun, too much heat can stress them out, so try to keep them cool and watered. If you live in a really hot zone, some afternoon shade might be a good idea to protect them from the harshest rays. One thing I've learned over the years is that even though blueberries are tough,
They don't like to dry out completely. So on those hot, dry days, make sure to check in with them and give them a little drink. They'll appreciate it, trust me. And if you notice the leaves starting to wilt or turn brown at the edges, that could be a sign they're not getting enough water or sunlight. The good news is that once you find the right balance, your blueberries will just keep growing stronger and healthier.
So remember, consistent moisture, but not too much, and lots of love from the sun. Your blueberries will thank you with bigger, juicier berries come harvest time. All right, now it's time to talk about the common mistakes I've made. And trust me, I've made a lot, so you don't have to. These are the things I learned the hard way, and I want to save you from the same headaches. First up, tiny containers. I know, they're cute, and they might look like the perfect little home for your blueberries, but believe me, they're not. Blueberries need space to grow. If you put them in a small container, their roots will quickly become cramped, and trust me, that's not good for your plant's health. The roots need room to spread out, to breathe, and to take up water. Without that space, your plant won't thrive, and you won't get the harvest you're hoping for. That's why I recommend containers that are at least 20 gallons. Bigger is better when it comes to blueberries. This gives them the space they need to grow healthy roots, and it helps you avoid that dreaded root-bound situation that can really stunt their growth. Now, here's a mistake I made early on that really caught me off guard: choosing the wrong blueberry varieties for my climate. Not all blueberries can survive in every zone. I didn't know this at the time, and I planted varieties that didn't thrive in my area. And let me tell you, it wasn't pretty. The plants struggled, didn't fruit, and eventually they just gave up. So what you want to do is pick the right variety for your climate. Blueberries are divided into a few categories based on the chill hours they need. Chill hours are the number of hours the temperature is below 45 degrees Fahrenheit or 7 degrees Celsius in winter. Some varieties need a lot of chill hours, while others need fewer. If your blueberries don't get those chill hours, they won't bloom and you won't get fruit. Here's a quick breakdown of the varieties that thrive in different climates. High bush blueberries, like the popular Legacy and Blue Crop varieties, are great for colder climates and can tolerate between 800 and 1,000 chill hours. If you're in USDA zones 4 to 7, these are the ones you'll want to look for. Southern high bush varieties like Sunshine Blue or Misty are perfect for warmer climates like USDA zones 7 to 10. They only require 300 to 600 chill hours, making them ideal for those hot summer areas. Rabbit eye blueberries like Tiff Blue or Climax are another excellent choice for warmer climates, especially in USDA zones 7 to 9. They need around 400 to 600 chill hours, so they're great for places like the southern U.S. or other mild winter areas. Half-high blueberries like North Blue and North Country are perfect for colder regions like USDA zones 3 to 6. These varieties can withstand harsh winters and only need about 500 chill hours, making them a solid choice for northern gardeners. If you're in a warmer area and you're planting in a container, definitely go for the southern high bush or rabbit eye varieties. They'll be happier in your climate and much more productive. For cooler zones, high bush and half-high varieties are your best bet. You want to pick the variety that matches your chill hours, or else you're going to be frustrated when your plants just sit there doing nothing. Once you know your climate zone and chill hours, you can choose the right variety that will thrive in your garden. And trust me, that one step makes all the difference when it comes to getting a great harvest. So don't make the mistake I made. Do your research on the varieties before you plant. Now let's move on to caring for your blueberries, specifically fertilizing. Blueberries don't need much fertilizer, but they do appreciate a little love in the spring, especially after waking up from their winter nap. They're not heavy feeders, so you don't have to overdo it, but a light boost in the spring will really help them thrive. I personally use an organic fruit tree fertilizer like Berrytone. It's designed specifically for acid-loving plants like blueberries, and it gives them that perfect balance of nutrients they need to start growing strong.
A little compost also goes a long way. Blueberries love compost. I make sure to add a layer of compost in the spring to help the soil retain moisture and to give my plants a nice organic boost. Just be mindful not to over-fertilize, because too much can actually harm the plant. You're aiming for a happy medium. And hey, if you've got a balcony, a patio, or even a small garden space, blueberries make beautiful container plants. They not only produce delicious berries, but they also look gorgeous, especially in the fall. I love seeing their red and orange leaves pop against the backdrop of my other plants. Honestly, they're like nature's little jewel, adding a touch of beauty to your space all year long. So, remember, a little fertilizer, some compost, and a lot of love, and your blueberries will reward you with tons of fruit and vibrant foliage year after year. Don't be afraid to give them a little extra attention when they need it. It'll pay off in the end. All right, let's get to the fun part, harvesting. This is what we've all been waiting for, right? Your blueberries are ready to pick when they've reached that beautiful, deep blue color and feel just a little bit squishy to the touch. Don't wait too long, though, or they'll become overripe. You want them to be firm, but just soft enough that they pop off the bush easily. When you get that perfect blueberry, you'll know it's time. And trust me, fresh blueberries from your own garden are next level. But don't forget, they're not just delicious on their own. You can throw them in smoothies for a burst of freshness, toss them into your morning oats or yogurt, or just snack on them straight from the plant. There's something so satisfying about plucking a berry right off the bush and popping it into your mouth. It's like nature's candy. If you've got a bunch of ripe berries and can't eat them all at once, don't worry. Blueberries freeze beautifully. Just spread them out on a baking sheet to freeze them individually, then transfer them to a bag. They'll last for months, and you can pull them out whenever you want that fresh berry taste. Okay, one last thing I need to mention before we wrap up. The birds. Oh, the birds. They love blueberries. I mean, really love them. I'm talking about the kind of love where they swoop in and gobble up your harvest before you even get the chance to enjoy it. If you've ever turned your back for 1 second only to find that your blueberries have mysteriously disappeared, you're not imagining things. The birds got them.
To protect your precious harvest, a lot of people use bird netting, but let me tell you, I've had my issues with it. The birds just seem to find a way around it. But here's a little trick I've learned. Feed the birds elsewhere. Instead of going to battle with them, I just set up a couple of bird feeders a bit further from my blueberry plants. That way, they're distracted, munching on seeds, and they leave my berries alone. It works like a charm. Honestly, it's kind of funny how much they appreciate the extra snacks. So, if you want to protect your berries and keep the peace, consider giving the birds their own little buffet, and your blueberries will stay safe. So, there you have it. You now have all the tools you need to grow blueberries in containers and avoid those common mistakes. Whether you're just starting out or you've been gardening for a while, container blueberries are a game changer. They're easy to manage, produce delicious fruit, and they can thrive in a variety of spaces, whether that's a small patio, balcony, or even a sunny corner of your yard. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you're excited to dive into growing your own blueberries, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more gardening tips, tricks, and tutorials. Don't forget to drop a comment below and let me know what you're most excited to try in your garden this year. Are you growing blueberries or maybe another fruit? I'd love to hear about it. Good luck with your gardening, keep on growing, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, happy gardening.